Hello, my name is Kira, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these adorable chocolate covered strawberries. I have two little different variations that I've made here, and I'm going to show you how to make this milk chocolate one with the face on it today. But this one is the exact same, just without the seeds, and instead of the face I added a cute little chocolate drizzle. But let's go ahead and get started. In today's video, I will be using Big Twist Posh in the color Raspberry Sorbet, Loops and Threads Chenille Yarn in the color Terracotta, and Loops and Threads Chenille Yarn in the color Agave. To make the optional details on the strawberry, you will need 9mm safety eyes, a scrap piece of yellow plush yarn, and a scrap piece of black and white medium weight yarn. For supplies, you will also need a pair of scissors, a stitch marker, and an embroidery needle, a 5mm crochet hook or whichever hook size works best for your yarn, and some polyfill stuffing. Okay, so I just have my dark brown yarn here, and the first thing I'm going to do is make 6 single crochet in a magic ring. I'm going to go ahead and place my stitch marker. Just for reference, I like to have my stitch marker in the last stitch of the round rather than the first stitch of the round. For the next round, I'm going to make 1 single crochet and then an increase stitch, and I'm going to repeat that 3 times all the way around, and this will give me 9 stitches. So I'm just going to make 1 single crochet and then an increase stitch. And then I'm going to repeat that all the way around. For the next round, I'm going to make 2 single crochet and then an increase stitch and repeat that 3 times all the way around. So 1, 2, and then an increase stitch. And I'm going to do that 2 more times. For the next round, I'm going to do 3 single crochet and then an increase stitch, and I'm going to do that 3 times all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. For the next round, I'm going to do 4 single crochet and then an increase stitch, and repeat that 3 times around. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an increase stitch. And then I'm going to do that 2 more times. For the next round, I'm going to make 5 single crochet and then an increase stitch, and then repeat that 3 times all the way around. Just the same thing that we have been doing. So in this next round, I'm only going to be working in the front loops of my strawberry. So rather than going through both loops, I'm only going to go into the front loops. And for this round, I'm going to make 2 half double crochet increases. So half double crochet, you would yarn over, insert your hook into only the front loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So I'm going to do 1 more of those in the same stitch, again only going in the front loops of my strawberry. So that's 1 half double crochet increase, and we are going to be working in these back loops again, so if you want to put a stitch marker or something in there to help you find these back loops when we need them, you can go ahead and do that now. So I made 1 half double crochet increase. I'm going to make another one in the front loops only, and then I'm going to make 2 regular decrease stitches. So there's 1 decrease, and then another decrease, and then I'm going to do that 2 more times. So I'm going to do 2 half double crochet increases and then 2 decreases, and I'm going to do that 2 more times in the front loops only. And then when I get to the end of the round here, I'm just going to make 1 half double crochet increase and then 1 decrease. So still only going in the front loops. I'm going to make 1 half double crochet increase and then just finish off the round with a decrease stitch. And then you can go ahead and tie off this yarn. And we're gonna switch to our strawberry red colored yarn. So with this red colored yarn, I'm just gonna make a slip knot on my hook. And I'm gonna insert this somewhere on my back loops. It does not matter where, but if you see, since I have this kind of folded down, you can see these loops here that kind of stick out. These are my back loops that are left over from the round that we just completed. So I'm just going to insert my yarn somewhere along these back loops. And in this next round, we are going to make 6 single crochet and then an increase stitch 3 times to go all the way around. So we're going to kind of continue the pattern that we were doing before. So there's 1, and then I'm going to do 2, and I'm just going to go all the way around in these back loops. 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and then I'm going to do an increase stitch into the next back loop. And then I'm just going to repeat this 2 more times to go all the way around my strawberry. Okay, so I've just finished going all the way around, and I'm going to place my stitch marker in this last stitch that I completed. And then I'm going to flip this back to be the right way out. So that's kind of made a little bit of like a drip for our chocolate here on the side, if you can see. For the next round, I'm gonna make 7 single crochet and then an increase stitch 3 times to go all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then an increase stitch. And then I'm going to do that 2 more times. For the next round, I'm going to do 8 single crochet and then an increase stitch 3 times to go all the way around. So just the same exact thing that we have been doing, except you're going to do 8 single crochet. Okay, so for this next round, we are going to make 30 single crochet all the way around the top of our strawberry. So just 30 single crochet. For the next round, we are going to start to decrease a little bit. So I'm going to do 8 single crochet and then 1 decrease stitch and repeat that 3 times around. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 single crochet and then 1 decrease stitch. And I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. For the next round, we're going to make 13 decrease stitches and then just 1 single crochet at the end. So I'm going to do 13 decrease stitches all the way around, and then when I get to the last stitch, I'm just going to make 1 single crochet. So here is my last decrease stitch. And then in my last stitch here at the end, I'm just going to make 1 single crochet. Now's a good time to go ahead and start stuffing your strawberry. So I'm just going to add a little bit of stuffing. Also, it's a good time now if you want to take your crochet hook and grab this tail here that we had left from our chocolate. Just pull that onto the inside so that it's hidden. Okay, so now is also a great time to add in safety eyes if you are going to add them in. Feel free to decide whether you want them to be on the chocolate part or on the strawberry part. I think I'm gonna do mine on the chocolate here, so I'm just gonna kind of map out where I want them to go. I think that looks pretty good to me, so then I'm gonna just pop the backings on them. Okay, so here I have my eyes all snapped in, and I'm just going to start the next round, which is 7 decrease stitches. So we're just going to continue to close up our strawberry by making 7 decrease stitches. In the last stitch of this round, I'm going to change colors to my green yarn. And then now's also a good time to add any more stuffing that you want to add into your strawberry. So I'm just going to tuck a little bit more in here just to make sure that this edge here is nice and round. And then once you're happy with how it's stuffed, I'm going to show you how to make the little green leafy part on the top here. So you want to go into your next stitch and just make a slip stitch with your green yarn. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie my color changes together. And then I'm just going to tuck these extra strings here into the strawberry. So you've made your slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to go into the second chain from your hook, which is this one right here. And you're just going to make 3 single crochet down the side of this chain. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then at the bottom here, I'm going to go into the same stitch that we started in and just make another slip stitch. So there is one of our little green leaves, and I'm going to repeat this on all of these 7 stitches here. So I'll show you again on the next stitch. I'm going to just make a slip stitch and then chain 4. And then in the second chain from my hook, so 1, 2, I'm going to make 3 single crochet down the side of my chain. And then just make another slip stitch in this same first stitch that we went into to kind of anchor that down. So I'm just going to repeat this 5 more times all the way around my strawberry, and I will come back at the end to show you what it looks like. So after you've finished making your last one, then you can just go ahead and pull your yarn through to tie it off. You will want to leave just a little bit of a tail, and I'm going to thread this tail onto my embroidery needle. And we're going to use that to close up this little gap here. So I'm just going to, I know this is a little bit hard to see. I'm going to go in, so like we're going to weave in and out between each of our slip stitches with the green yarn. So there's in, then I'm going to skip one and go underneath the next one. Skip one and go underneath the next one. And then one more time, I'm going to skip one and go underneath this one here. And then you can just pull that tight and that will close up that hole. And then you can just thread this yarn somewhere off to the side and weave the ends into the strawberry. And then use the back of my embroidery needle to weave this in. So here is the kind of base of the strawberry all completed. And if you'd like, you could stop here, but I'm going to add some details around the eyes. I'm gonna add a little smile and I'm gonna add some seeds to my strawberry. So to add the seeds, I just have a pretty long scrap piece of yellow plush yarn here, and I'm just going to thread this onto my embroidery needle. And then I'm gonna go to the back of my strawberry here and just insert it somewhere to get it started. And then have your needle come out where you want your first seed to be. So I'm just gonna pull this through, making sure to leave a little tail here. And then where I have my yarn come out, this is where I want my first seed to go. I'm gonna go about 1 stitch up and then back into the body where I want my next seed to be. And then when I pull that through, it's gonna create a little tiny spot here to make the seed. So I'm just going to repeat this all over. So I've gone about 1 row up, and then I'm gonna have my I'm gonna have my needle come out in the next place where I want a seed. And I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth, I think, to make my seeds here. And I'm gonna make them pretty small just so they're a little bit more subtle. Do this all the way around my strawberry until I'm happy with how it looks. If you pull a seed too hard and it gets tucked in, you can just use your needle to pop that back out a little bit. And then once I'm happy with how my seeds look and I've gone all the way around, on the last one, I will just make sure to have my yarn come out where we originally inserted it over here so that we can tie the ends off. So then I'm just going to cut the yarn, tie these 2 ends together, and then weave them into the strawberry. So the next thing I'm gonna do is add a little bit of a white detail around the eye. And to do that, I just have some medium weight white yarn here, and I'm gonna take 2 small scrap pieces of this. So I'm gonna take one of them and thread it onto my embroidery needle. And then I'm just gonna insert this at the top center of the eye, somewhere off to the side here. Pull it through and pull it off of my needle. And then I'm going to re-thread it on the other side of the yarn. So then I'm going to go at the bottom center of the eye and insert my needle there back out to that same spot on the side of the strawberry. And then you might just have to adjust this a little bit. Pull it to where you'd like it to be, and then you just want to tie these 2 ends together and weave them in. You want to make sure to repeat this on the other eye as well. So the last little detail I have for this guy is I just have some medium weight black yarn on my embroidery needle, and I'm going to add a little smile. So I'm going to go just on the side of the eye here, on the inside, about 1 stitch away from the eye, and go about 3 stitches over to the same place on the other eye. Pull that through and leave a little bit of a tail here. And then I'm just going to go back through these stitches one more time to make a loop. All right, And then once I'm happy with the smile, I'm just going to take my yarn, thread it to the back, just to get it out of the way here. And then same with this piece, I'm just gonna thread it to the back of the strawberry in the same place so that I can tie the two ends off. Tie my ends together, and then I'm just going to use my embroidery needle to weave them into the strawberry. Okay, so here is my little strawberry all finished. I also just wanted to show you this other one that I made here that's more of like a white chocolate strawberry. Rather than adding a face on this one, I just added a little chocolate drizzle. I think both of these turned out super cute, and they are so perfect for like Valentine's Day or really any occasion. If you do end up making this pattern, I would absolutely love to see how it turned out, and you can tag me on Instagram at Crochet with Kira. I hope you enjoyed making this pattern as much as I did, and thank you so much for watching.